Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Final game of the week, Sunday's game, Northern Arizona, San Diego Strike Force. It's the only one, so we don't need any timestamps. We'll have the preview card pop up here. We'll just get right into it. 5:05 Central Time, YouTube and Caffeine TV from the Pechanga Arena in San Diego, California. The Northern Arizona Wranglers taking their 4-1 record on the road to take on the 3-2 San Diego Strike Force. Two straight losses for the Strike Force against the same opponent. Both pretty close games, if I do say so myself. Some wacky things going on in both of those games. So we'll see if a little bit of normalcy returns in this one. When you look at the leading statistical players in pretty much the categories, leading rusher passer for Northern Arizona, Josh Jones, having himself a quietly good season. Right now, I think Northern Arizona is kind of underrated as a team right now. 4-1. Most people talking about the, now one undefeated team, but, some people throwing some shine on Mass, Frisco, Vegas, Bay Area. Not a lot of people talking about a 4-1 Northern Arizona team, kind of under the radar. Josh Jones is kind of the catalyst for it, too. Only 2 picks to, start the season so far, 6 rushing touchdowns. He's got, over 900 yards of total offense there. Not bad. Maldonado is your leading wide receiver, 236 and 6 touchdowns. He took over RZ McCorker's spot, but they're kind of a neck and neck when it comes to your yardage and things along those lines. So we'll see if, one leapfrogs the other here. Defensively, Tremont Lofton, Shannon Reed, and Travion Banks are your leading tacklers within their statistical categories. Again, kind of got to get some microscopes out for Lofton and Reed. They're just really, really, really getting after the ball here, and really just filling up the stat sheet. Like I said, you can make stats say whatever you want, but you can't deny that some of these stats are really good. Player to watch here from Northern Arizona on the offensive side, I have Kobe White. Kind of broke out a little bit against Tucson. 4 catches, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. I believe that was his second touchdown of his career, at least in the receiving category. Look for him a little bit more. Yes, Maldonado is your leading receiver. Yardage-wise, they still have RZ McCorker. But Kobe White kind of sneaking up there a little bit. Pretty good game against Tucson, dare I say, and you need that third wide receiver to kind of take pressure off the other two. Jones can look his way a little bit this game. We'll see what goes on. Travion Banks on the defensive side, 4.5 tackles, 1 for a loss, and 1 pick against Tucson. I look for him to really shut down what is going to be what do you want to say? Not like a mash unit for wide receivers, but they're going to be losing some firepower. We'll talk about it in the 25-man roster and the injury report. People have already seen the suspensions and stuff like that, so we'll just go further in depth there. On the San Diego side, Nate Davis leading in passing, Chance Bell leading in rushing, albeit rushing is not common. Arthur Jackson is your leading receiver. He's not going to play tonight. Defensively, Jaquan Artiste, Sherrod Williams, and Justice King will be on the defensive sides. They're your statistical leaders. They should be on the defensive side as well. I've got Sherrod Williams as our player to watch on the defensive side. He's going to have to pressure Jones. He's going to have to draw back into coverage. It's a tough job being a linebacker in this league, but 7.5 tackles, 3 of them for a loss last week versus Bay Area. I look for him to, like I said, he's got to be able to pressure Jones, get him out of the pocket, make him uncomfortable. It's a very balanced attack for Northern Arizona, so it's kind of a pick your poison in a sense. They need to shut down at least one of those, pass or run, and focus on what can we get them to make mistakes on. Player to watch offensively, who else? It's Nate Davis. 17 of 33, 191 and 4 touchdowns, 2 rushes for 13 yards. That's what I'm looking for, baby. Not really. Like I said, we've got 2 wide receivers suspended. He's got to build some chemistry. We got to see what he can do in the passing game with some new bodies. Simple as that. He's a player to watch. If he can sling it, if he can get his chemistry going with some guys and some timing routes, San Diego, we'll see what they do. Series history, Northern Arizona leads 4-0. The last game being Week 13 of 2023. They won 38-36. San Diego favored by 4.5 at home. Juiced money line to the Strike Force and an over-under of 88.5. Let's go take a look at our injury report, our roster, and our best bet. All right, injury report. Short-term injured reserve, David Elder, Jacob Mackey, I think it's a Lummy Young the fourth, or Loomy, I can't, tell me if I'm wrong, and Shamar Moreland on the defensive secondary. So all those guys will miss a week or two if they already haven't. On the Strike Force side, exempt Keyshawn Walker to the CFL, out for the season, Randall Grimes, short-term injured reserve, Trayvon Van, Tyler Kennedy, J.J. Dallas, and Ike Adigwu, I believe is how you pronounce that last name. Suspended for this game, Arthur Jackson and Marquise Hoodie Rogers. So that's a lot of wide receiving core, either injured or suspended. Let's go take a look at our 25-man roster and see what we can cobble together. As usual, 25-man roster popping up here. Taking a look here, let's start San Diego. We got to talk about them when it comes to their suspensions and things along those lines. I have no issue with that defensive side for San Diego. More of the same from them. Look for them to kind of shut down the offense. A lot of defensive line. Sherrod Williams in the linebacking spot, and they do have some, decent depth in the secondary. Offensively, though, they've run with the same offensive line all season. I don't see anything different there. Rudy Johnson, he caught a couple passes. I honestly look for him to kind of be a third or fourth string wide receiver for the Strike Force. Isaiah Cox, Jordan Kress, and my goodness, let me repeat myself. Isaiah Cox, Jordan Kress, and Elijah Lilly. They've been there for quite a while. Like I said, Rudy Johnson could spell in there, and they just picked up Isaac Crocker. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I look for still more of the same from San Diego. I don't see them really changing much up. This is the latest transactions that we've had from the 2nd. Today is the 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And honestly, I expect more of the same from the Strike Force. I don't see them changing anything up just because their best wide receiver is injured. One of those guys has to step up, however, whether it's Kress, Lilly, Cox, Johnson, whoever, one of them is going to have to break out here. On the Northern Arizona side, Josh Jones, more of the same. They don't really run a traditional running back. They had Gerard Ware, who's now with Tulsa. We'll see who kind of falls back into that hybrid wide receiver running back role. Like I said, Kobe White probably is going to be your third wide receiver. And what I noticed in the game against Tucson, Gene Coleman was kind of filling into that running back role, although it was kind of a platoon in a sense. I thought I saw McCorker back there for a play or two. Maldonado was doing a couple jet sweeps, if I'm not mistaken. So that's just how they play it. A very even run and pass game from Northern Arizona. Offensive line has roughly stayed the same. I think they did see, I'm going to butcher his name, Okike, however you pronounce it. I think he got into the game for a little bit. Otherwise, it's really been Stuckey, Salter, and Simon starting. Defensive line, probably your same suspects. I think Cowens, Jordan, and Lofton will get the starts there. Shannon Reed on the linebacking spot. And you got 4 defensive backs, which makes it pretty easy to predict who your 4 defensive backs are. So we'll see what goes on there. And, of course, Perez and Artigue to round out the kicking units there. So a good game. I look for a really good game. We'll talk predictions in a second. Let's go take a look at our best bet, and that'll probably give you a hint of what we're doing. Best bet, 4.5. Plus 4.5. We took a bath. We took a nice dirt bath. Lost every bet on Saturday. 0-3, and I knew as soon as I talked about how much money we've won, the nice little streak that we've been on, it'd come crashing down and we get humbled bad. So here's a chance to rectify it. We have not had a losing week, and I know I'm going to jinx it when I say that. We have not had a losing week all season. We've gone 500. We have not had a losing week. This is our chance to get back to 500. I'm taking plus 4.5. I like the road underdog for Northern Arizona. They went to Tucson, won the game there. They've done well, a very balanced attack, a nice suffocating defense. Question is, though, are they going to be able to stop the passing game? I'm not sure. But if they do, we'll see. I think they have a chance to win. If not, if they lose, they can still lose by 3 points, and that's perfectly fine. I know I deleted it because I only have the one bet, but I also like the under 88.5 here. It's not my best bet, and I had to go back and forth if I wanted to do it. I just think I think 88 is a little too many points. So if you don't want to do this, or you fade me, I don't care. I've got under 88.5 too. I've got that one as well. But my best bet, plus 4.5, Northern Arizona. Let's see if we can get to 500. All right, prediction time. We'll just get down to brass tacks. 42-40. I've got Northern Arizona winning a squeaker here. Like I've said in the entire preview, I like Northern Arizona's offense. I think it is very balanced. They're able to keep the defenses on their toes and not know what they're going to do next. However, just like with San Antonio or some of the teams that don't run the ball nearly as effectively, San Diego can score in droves. But what I saw against Bay Area these last 2 weeks, it's not like the offense is bad. They had to come back and score 20 in the fourth quarter to even have a shot against Bay Area last week. They were shut down in the first half. Even having to come back a little bit 2 weeks ago against Bay Area. In Bay Area, I really think this offense, it's not sputtering, but it's kind of in neutral right now. Losing 2 wide receivers probably isn't going to help that. Defense is going to be all right. I look for Northern Arizona to get their points. I think Northern Arizona can pull out the win here. 2 straight losses is going to sting a little bit. San Diego cannot get a third loss, but I think Northern Arizona is going to give it to them. If not, we got some nice parity here as both teams will go 4-2. But regardless, I think the Wranglers pull this one out. I think the wide receiving core of Northern Arizona, as of right now, because of the suspensions, look a little bit better to me. And I think Josh Jones is going to do just enough arms and legs to win this game. So that's it for me. Quick, simple preview, just the one game tonight. Let's take it all in as we get done with Week 8, and we will go on to Week 9. It's going to be a packed slate for Week 9, and with 19 weeks in the season, this is officially going to start pretty much the halfway point of the IFL season. So that being said, taking off here. Appreciate you guys watching the preview. Let's get ready for kickoff in a couple of hours. I'm just ready to be done with the week. Losing those bets kind of sucked, and yeah, let's go win a bet. Golly. But yeah, I'm taking off. Appreciate you guys. Love you. See ya.